So here's what I'm going to invite you to do tonight. To start our practice tonight, I'm going to invite you actually to lay down. Lay down on your back in a way that feels comfortable for you. And if laying down on your back doesn't work, sitting up is totally fine. For this part of our practice this evening and for the last part of our practice this evening, it's going to be a bit more meditative. And I'm going to sit close to the screen. I'm not going to do this practice with you, but I'm going to create this space. My hope is to create some energetic space for you to just go internal, turn your lights down, get a little quiet, and just begin to notice. And so as you're laying on your back, if you like, you can have your knees bent. It might feel good to have your feet about mat distance apart and just have your knees pointing in towards each other. It's just a little bit more of a constructed rest. Legs straight is totally fine. Lying on your side or your belly is fine. Just begin to allow your body first to settle. It might mean moving around a little bit before that settling happens, and that's totally fine too, right? You're doing what feels good for you in this very first moment of our practice together. And then after you're done wiggling and moving, I invite you to notice breath. Notice breath, particularly in back and side bodies. Oftentimes when we're working and we're hunched over, our breath gets a little bit shallower, we get a little bit tighter in our bellies or in our backs and our shoulders. And so having this opportunity to just allow shoulders to open, maybe palms are up for a few breaths. Just open up the space, open up the channels for breath to flow. So we're not going to dive fully into each chakra tonight, but we're going to spend a little bit of time focusing on each energy center. And tonight there's going to be a lot of yogi's choice moments because my hope tonight is that you'll connect with something that feels appropriate for you. Maybe you need to feel a little bit more grounding right now. Or maybe you need to feel a little bit more fire because you've been so sedentary this week or this morning or today. And so as we go through each of our energy centers, each of these 5 chakras, just really pay attention. Notice what's going on. So right now, if it feels comfortable for you, you're going to bring both hands just to your very low belly, right above the pelvic floor, right below the belly button, kind of at that underwear line. So oftentimes when we talk about the chakras and we touch the chakras, we're touching the front part of our body. But imagine now that you can feel the sense connecting all the way from the front to the back body. And we're connecting right now with our root chakra, Muladhara. And the energy here is earth energy. So as you breathe into this first chakra, this first energy center, just notice whatever there is to notice, any sensations, colors or sounds, vibrations, sensations, tingling, perhaps awareness in a different part of your body as you're touching your root chakra, Muladhara center. See if as you're breathing down into the center, if you can feel the breath go all the way down into your lowest part of your belly, as well as the lowest part of your back. And again, just notice the feelings, connect with the sensations. Not as a way to judge, just as a way to notice, to pay attention. Take one more deep breath there, and then just lift your hands slightly to create a little lack of warmth in that energy center. Take a deep breath. And then if it's comfortable for you, you're going to bring your hands below your navel. This is moving up into our second chakra, our sacral chakra, Swadisthana, one's own abode. Again, I'm not going to pile on a lot of information about these energy centers today. This is more of an experience just to feel, to notice. So our sacral chakra is associated with the element of water. So as you're breathing into this space, notice if that resonates with you, if there's this sense of flowing water. If you can flow your breath all the way down, right below your navel, and that line that goes towards your back body at the same place. We're still in the lumbar curve of the back. Notice any colors or sounds or sensations that you might be feeling as you connect to this energy center right here. Lift your hands gently off of your body, just to remove that little bit of warmth, and take a breath. And we're just moving up to the third chakra now. So this is above belly button. This is our solar plexus chakra, Manipura. So this chakra is associated with the energy of fire. Right? So we're in that digestive center. That's where our Agni fire supports digestion. It's also where we have our Tejas, our inner fire. So again, just breathe into it. Notice any sensations, any feelings that are coming up for you as you breathe right above your belly button and all the way towards the back body in that same place. Maybe with your touch, you'll feel some digestive juices moving around. So again, you might not feel anything different as we move up these chakras, or you might. It's just an opportunity to connect a little bit more deeply with your body, if nothing else. But if you're connecting to these energy centers and you're noticing and the feelings or the sensations or the colors, just be aware. Lift your hands slightly off of your solar plexus chakra for a breath, just removing that warm touch. And then you can go ahead and bring your hands to your heart center. So right at your sternum. We're moving up into our fourth chakra, our heart chakra, Anahata. The element associated here is air. And just breathe for another few moments here. Paying attention to sensations, colors, vibrations, sentiments or feelings. When the thoughts come by, because they always will when we're in a little guided meditation or a quiet meditation, it's not a place to judge. It's just to notice. Maybe the thought is providing you information. Maybe the thought is letting you know, hey, something's here that you need to connect with. And then just use breath to come right back to heart chakra. Lift your hands slightly just to remove the warmth. Take a deep breath right there. So our fifth and final chakra is our throat chakra. So you're going to touch yourself in a way that feels safe for you. Okay? So hands can be at collarbones, hands can be on the sides of your throat, wherever feels safe and secure for you, or no touch at all. The element we're connecting with here is ether or space. Again, just noticing sensations, any tightness or openness, any colors or sounds or visualizations that are occurring for you. In Sanskrit, the word is Vishuddhi. It's our throat chakra, and it's associated with ether or space. You can lift your hands either slightly off or put them down by your sides and take a breath without the warm touch at your throat chakra. And take a full body breath. So I want to invite you to set an intention for your practice tonight. Perhaps it's connected to one of the chakras that you were just connecting to. One of the sensations, one of the feelings, some of the tightness or the openness, or something you want to bring a little bit more thoughtfulness to in your practice tonight. So that could mean, for example, if you were feeling something happening in your solar plexus chakra, right above your belly, your navel, and there was some fire that you were like, whew, when I touch there, it just starts getting me going, right? So then you might want to focus tonight's practice on a little bit of water or earth, something a little bit lower in the energy centers to keep you grounded, to keep you a little bit more fluid. If it's helpful for you, bring your hands back to the chakra that you want to associate, connect with a little bit more deeply in your practice tonight. Take a deep inhalation through your nose. Perhaps a sighing exhalation through your mouth. Seal that intention for yourself tonight. And then blink open your eyes. And I'm going to invite you right now just to begin moving on your back in a way that feels good, right? Just bring a little bit of motion to body, rocking from side to side, drawing your knees in towards your chest or stretching them up. Just some sweet and gentle movements, maybe reaching your arms up overhead. And then when you're ready, you're going to roll over onto your side and then push yourself up into a really good seat. So when you come into a really good seat right now, you're going to just make sure that you're feeling super supported, right? So sitting up on a prop is great. Sitting on your bed or the chair or the couch is totally fine. Feel some connection to the earth. So we're all going to start with a little bit of earth energy. We're all going to start by connecting to the thing that supports us the most, which is Mother Earth herself. Notice your sits bones. Notice whatever's touching the floor and use that to send energy down and to lift energy up into the rest of your torso, into the crown of your head. Tonight's practice is going to involve a little bit of pranam practice. So we're going to do an equal parts breath. Oh my gosh, I just forgot the Sanskrit word. It doesn't really matter. We're going to do an equal parts breath though, to connect with this idea of grounding, supported energy, earth energy. So you're going to just count for a few breaths, right? Just notice where you are. How many counts do you have for your inhale? How many counts do you have for your exhale? No noticing, no judging, just a count. And then you're going to bring yourself into a place of balance, right? Samavritti, there we go. Okay. So you're going to bring yourself into a place of balance. So if your exhalations were a little bit longer than your inhalations, if you were inhaling for a count of 3 and exhaling for a count of 5, you're going to bring them both to a count of 4. Right? If they were already even, you're going to just keep that pace going for a few breaths. With each inhalation, feel that energy lifting up from the base of your spine, out through the crown of your head, and then exhaling all the way back down into the earth. We're going to take a few rounds of Samavriti, this equal parts breath, just for a few moments. Really connecting with Mother Earth, this idea of supportive energy, grounding energy. If at any point the pranam practice doesn't serve you, you're going to let it go and come back to normal breath. Sometimes when we're beginning to practice this pranayam, it can be a little bit like anxiety producing. So when that comes, you're going to just let it go. Right? Your health, well-being, safety, sense of happiness is the most important thing. Breath is there to serve you. All right, so here's going to come the first moment now of yogi's choice after your intention setting. So if you were setting an intention to connect with earth energy, you're going to continue Samavriti breath. If you are going to connect tonight to this water energy, I'm going to invite you to do Ujjayi breath. So that's the sound of the ocean. Just a very quick little tutorial here. If you already know it, you can do it. So the sound of the ocean breath is actually in the throat. It's almost as if you're fogging up a mirror. But your lips are going to stay closed, and that breath sounds like the ocean in your head. Some people call it Darth Vader breath. We're going with ocean breath because we're associating it with the water element. If you feel like you want to build a little bit more fire tonight, you want to do some fire breathing breath, right? Skull shining breath. That's just a quick rapid inhale, exhale. About 10, and then you're going to pause and then try it again. Lots of options here. Again, you're just choosing one breath pattern that works for you. If you're connecting with the element of air, the invitation here is to try Nadi Shodhani, which is alternate nostril breath. Right? So starting with the left nostril, inhale, exhale with the right. If these are not familiar for you tonight, we'll talk about it at the end of the class. You can just keep with the equal parts breath because that's the one we talked about a little bit more. If you're connecting with the sense of ether, this throat chakra, right? A really good one, a really good breath practice there is lion's breath, which is an inhale, and then an exhale with the tongue out the mouth and eyes wide open. So the invitation here is to take a few rounds of breath with the one that you feel most connected with or the need to connect most with tonight. If you've got a question that you need to ask, of course, unmute yourself. This is such an odd platform for this type of work. Once you've done a few rounds of the breath pattern that feels most appropriate for you tonight, let that go and come back to just a normal breath. As you come back to normal breath, just begin to notice how your body's feeling now that you've done a little pranam practice, a little bit of energy work. And then you can shift your seat around a little bit, get a little bit of movement going in this upright position. We're going to take care of ourselves tonight with a little foot and leg massage. So if it's comfortable for you, you're going to extend one leg out in front of you. And cross the other ankle over your thigh. Right? Knee can be bent if that makes it easier to reach, and you're just going to begin by giving that one foot a little massage. This is going to be a quick little massage practice, but I feel like, gosh, we don't get to touch anybody really these days except the people that might be in our own household. And so it's nice just to be able to give ourselves a little bit of self-love. No massages, no hair appointments, no nail appointments, nothing. Make some lines from your heel all the way up to each toe. And so the reason we're doing this little self-love massage is for self-love, but also the feet are going to be what connects us most frequently to the earth. So we're going to do our practice tonight, focusing on each element as it moves through our body. Grab a hold of the big toe mound and the little toe mound and wiggle waggle the ball of your foot just to create some space between your toes, and then interlace your fingers and your toes. So your pinky goes in between your pinky toe, your pinky finger goes in between your pinky toe and your fourth toe, and so on. And then you're going to just make some circles with your foot or with your ankle. So there's two ways you can do this. You can get the whole ankle involved, going both ways, or you can make figure eights just with the ball of your foot. Two different sensations just to notice. Make sure you go in both directions. And then lift and spread your fingers, lift and spread your toes. Keep your toes active as you slide your finger out. Point your foot, flex your foot. Make a soft fist with your hand and just tap the sole of your foot. Open hands, pat the top and bottom of your foot. Go all the way up your leg, right? So from the shin and the calf, right? You can do it with your fist or your open hands, just bringing some energy into our legs. Good job. And then hold on to the outside of your foot and open up your leg, just getting some movement in the joint here from side to side. Nice job. Extend that leg out in front of you and then draw the flesh of your buttocks back, bringing that hip back into the socket, and let's do the other foot. So we'll start just with any old foot massage that feels good for you. Cleaning out the toe gunk, sock jam that you've got in between your toes. And then make some lines from your heel all the way up to each toe. And then once you've gotten all 5 lines, you're going to grab a hold of your big toe mound and your little toe mound and wiggle waggle the ball of your foot back and forth. And then interlace your fingers and your toes like you're shaking hands. You're going to get the webbing of your feet and the webbing of your fingers as close as possible. And then do that rotation of ankle or ball of foot. Or both. Going in both directions. Lift and spread your toes, lift and spread your fingers. Keep your toes active as you slide your fingers out. Point your foot, flex your foot. Nice job, make a fist, and just tap the sole of your foot. And then open palms on the top and bottom. Usually in class, this is the noisiest moment. And then you're gonna go all the way up your legs, maybe up into your hips with an open hand or a little fist, whatever feels good. And then hold on to the outside of your foot. Bring a little bit of motion in your hips. Nice, and then extend that leg long out. Pull the flesh back in, sit up nice and tall. Feel that connection to the earth that you've created. Take a deep breath. Nice, and then make your way to the top of your mat in mountain pose. As you're coming up into mountain pose, just notice maybe calves could use a little bit of extra massage. Maybe buttocks or hips could use a little extra massage. So as you make your way up into mountain pose, it's a perfect opportunity to bring a little self-love back to your legs. And then find yourself in a place where you are standing on your 2 feet. And take this time to really notice. So we're going to practice this first part of our practice. We're going to move right up through the chakras. So we're focusing right now on our earth chakra, our first one, our root chakra, Muladhara. The breath that we were practicing before is Samavriti, this equal parts breath. So as you're standing here in mountain pose, sometimes brain needs something to do as this meditation in motion. Right? So counting breaths, 4 on the inhale, 4 on the exhale, or whatever you were doing before would be great. Notice the connection that you have to earth. Where's your weight? Where's the energy? Can you draw energy up from the earth and send energy back down into the earth? This equal exchange. And then we're going to shift our weight over towards the left. We're going to take a tree pose with our right foot sliding up to wherever feels comfortable for us tonight, right? So why are we doing tree pose when we're talking about earth grounding connection energy? Well, life throws challenges at us all the time. How can we connect to earth energy, to this idea of stability, strength, and grounding, even in the face of challenge, right? If tonight's challenge is to stay with the breath, you could keep your toes on the floor. Keep breathing, branching your arms out if you like, keeping them at heart center to feel that sense of connection. We're going to take one more deep breath wherever you are. And when you're done with your exhale, you're going to release everything back down to the mat, shake it out just a little bit. And then come back to mountain pose. Feel the weight of 2 feet again on the mat, pressing into the earth, allowing spine to lift. Notice this time where your hips are. Notice where your torso is and see if you can bring some stableness and steadiness, right? Maybe engaging transverse abdominis just a little bit. Maybe, right? So I have a really exacerbated lumbar curve, right? So for me, it's drawing a little bit more energy up in my front belly. Right? Notice where that is for you. Where can you bring a little bit more focus and attention? And then shift your weight over to your right foot. Here we go for tree pose on the second side. Keep drawing that right hip in and sending energy down through your right heel. At the same time, lift up from your waistline to the crown of your head. Feel that connection with earth. Allow that stability to allow your body to blossom. Right? Feel the breath. Feel the energy. Take one more deep shining breath right here. And then exhale, touch everything back down. Shake it out and then come back to mountain pose. From the top of your mat now, you're going to step your left, let's do right foot back first. So you're going to step your right foot back, not the full distance. We're not going for a full version, right? We're going to stay pretty close together. Maybe feet are going to widen a little bit and you're going to draw your right hip forward, left hip back. You can engage that a little bit more by bending your right knee to draw those hips towards each other. We're going for a stable warrior one pose. Take a nice deep inhalation here. Feel the length in your spine. And then exhale, bend your left knee. Right? You're going to adjust your feet in a way that feels good for you. If it feels better to have your right heel popped up, you can certainly do that. But if you're pressing your heel into the ground, it'll give you a little bit more stability there. Just makes that press a little bit harder. Keep that back leg strong. Maybe bend into that front knee just a little bit more. Draw your hips so that they're square to the front of your mat. Take a deep breath in. Maybe your arms want to float up overhead. Tuck your tailbone a little bit. Create some space for belly. On the exhale, maybe front knee bends a little bit more. Keep drawing feet isometrically towards each other. We're gonna hold this here for 2 or 3 more breaths. If you need to adjust, adjust. Maybe some of Riti breath would be helpful here, that equal parts breath, to really engage fully with this grounding energy of the earth. On your next inhalation, lift and straighten your front leg. Exhale, bring your hands down. Switch feet or jump to switch. We tried that in my kids' class yesterday a little. And then same thing here, right? So maybe you pop your left heel up to bend your left knee and draw your left hip forward to meet where your right hip is. Maybe you stay there or press your left heel down into the ground. Feel that sense of connection to the earth. Feel the stretch in your back leg and the strength of your back leg. Take a deep breath. Lift your spine. Exhale. Bend your right knee. Keep drawing that right hip back, left hip forward. Drop your tailbone a little bit. Create some space for your belly. Maybe on the next inhale, arms want to come up. Feel the earth energy, draw feet towards each other, press them strongly into the earth. Use that to give you a little bit more lift. Some of Riti breath is available if it's helpful for you. All right, warriors, 1 more breath. Exhale, hands come down. Straighten your front knee. And then turn so that now you've got a wide-legged stance. You're gonna draw your heels in a little bit. And this is now gonna move into the water portion of our practice. So get into this feeling of water. Right? That can mean just bending your knees, moving your body, right? Be the dancer that you've got inside of you. Connect to whatever feels good. The breath that we were practicing earlier, connecting with Sacral Chakra, this water center, is the Ujjayi breath, that sound of the ocean. You are welcome to join that breath with your movement. All right, everyone, take a deep inhale. And when you exhale, come into your version of goddess pose. Right? So knees are pointing out over feet. Drawing tailbone down, belly lifts, heart lifts. Hands are either at heart center. Some people love to have arms out. We're getting a little bit of fire energy in our thighs for sure. But see if you can feel the sense of water, right? Even in stillness, where does water exist for you? Take 2 more deep breaths here, everyone. Make adjustments as you need to. On your next inhale, straighten your legs. Woo, nice job, everyone. Turn your right toes in, your left toes out. Take a deep breath in. Circle your arms in front of you. Exhale, your arms come out. Pause here. Both legs are strong and steady. We're still connecting to water energy. We're going to do it with a little bit of a moving triangle. So shift your hips towards the right. Keep shifting your hips, reaching your left hand as far as you can, right? We're not collapsing in our left side body. We're reaching and lengthening. And then left hand goes down wherever it goes. Take your right hand to the left side of your waist and draw it, almost as if you're caressing the second chakra here, right below your belly button. Turn and open your arm up to the sky. Take a deep breath here, Ujjayi breath if you like. Exhale, just touch down to the inside of your left foot or leg. Inhale to open. Exhale, drop it down. So I don't know what pose this is. I sort of made it up when I was practicing this week. But it just felt this lovely sense of connection, right? So you might like to drop your hand down and draw a line up your leg, up your torso, up towards the sky. Or it could be that you just lift your arms as you lift your torso. Take one more of these flowy triangle breaths, and then pause in your triangle. Draw feet towards each other. Extend the crown of your head out over your left toes. Good. On your next inhale, right arm lifts you all the way up. Turn your toes back towards the middle. Draw your heels towards each other. And just for a moment, get back into your water movement. Water movement can go all the way down, all the way up, wherever it wants to go. Let it flow. Come back up. Turn your toes towards the right this time. Shift your hips towards the left. Arms come out as you reach, all the way past your right toes as far as you can reach, or as far as your wall will let you. Keep extending left hip back, right? No rounding in the right side body. Right torso stays opened up, and then drop your right hand. Here you can do that same manipulation we did before. Left hand towards the outer right waistline. Caress as you open up. Take a deep inhale here. And we'll do that moving triangle pose. Exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale just to reach down towards the earth. Inhale to lift it up, right? So this tests our balance just a little bit, but it brings a little bit of fluidity to our practice as well. And again, you can trace up your body or just open up your arm. One more, everyone. And then hold triangle pose for a few breaths. Just noticing that sense, connection to the earth, the opening of the belly, opening of the heart. Next inhale lifts you all the way back up. Pause for a moment, wide legs, just to notice. Super beautiful, everyone. Point your toes back towards the left. So now we're going to move into a little bit of fire breath. A little bit of, not fire breath, fire energy. You can do fire breath if you want. So we're going to do some warrior two. We're coming into our solar plexus on the inhale. So inhale and bring your hands to your solar plexus. Legs are straight. Exhale, bend your left leg. Send that energy out into the world. Inhale, draw the energy of the world into solar plexus. Exhale, send it back out. So you're moving with your own breath here. So this opportunity each time to connect physically with warm touch to the belly, right above the belly button. The solar plexus chakra, we're associated with fire, digestion. It's also the seat of our personal power. One more moving warrior two here. Inhale, touch. Exhale, extend, and then hold it. Let's bring a little bit of fire in. Draw the feet towards each other. Expand out through your chest, a fierce gaze over your left hand. You guys are amazing. Take one more breath here, deep inhale. Exhale, you're gonna cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot, and there you are in a bit of a lunge. So you're framing your left foot with your hands, your back knee is up. We're drawing hips towards each other. Blocks are there if you want them to help. See if you can extend some energy out from your heel and then out through the crown of your head. Right? Watch to see if you're sinking in your hips. Lift and extend, super strong. We've got fire energy driving us right now. Take one more deep inhalation here. And then on the exhale, you're gonna place your right hand down next to your left foot. Draw your belly towards your left thigh for a twisted or revolved lunge. Belly moves slightly away. You can do that same motion. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right waistline. Turn it up. Twisted lunge. Keep sending energy back through your right heel. Take one more deep breath there. Exhale, frame your left foot and step yourself back for a downward facing dog. Oh my gosh, that feels like a resting pose. Woo. Bend one knee and then the other, or both knees. Take two more deep breaths right where you are. Feeling the connection to earth, but also the fire that's building up. Beautiful job. This time you're going to take your right foot in between your hands. Coming through one-legged down dog is lovely if you like. Here we are back in our lunge. Lift your thighs. Send energy out through your heel and the crown of your head. Draw your hips towards each other. Draw your feet towards each other. Building that fire energy. Take another breath. Plant your left hand now in the inside of your right foot. Right, you can do that same idea. Bring your right hand to the outside of your left waist. Turn. Open it up for a revolved lunge. Keep firing up that back leg. Oh, yes. Super good, everybody. Take one more bright, shining breath here in this revolved lunge. Exhale, touch back down. Super good. Plant your left foot and bring yourself back up into a warrior two. I'm gonna just turn myself around because I got turned around on my mat there. So right leg is bent, left leg is strong. On your next inhale, draw your hands towards solar plexus. Exhale, send that back out into the world. Few breaths just like that. As you're moving, the motion here is to connect you with breath, to give your body a little chance to reset. Good, one more breath. When you come to the exhalation in warrior two, hold warrior two for a breath. And another one, draw your feet towards each other, pulling in that earth energy, extending out your fire energy towards the world. Super beautiful, everyone. Cartwheel your hands to frame your right foot and just step back into downward facing dog. If you would like a little bit more fire tonight, if that's something you want to connect to and you want to do a little bit of an extra little flow, you can shift forward into plank. Lower all the way down for chaturanga. Lift up for cobra or up dog. Send yourself back for down dog. Super beautiful. We're gonna all hang out in down dog. If you didn't do that little vinyasa and you took a rest, it's totally great. Bring yourself back to dog when you're ready. And then come up high on your toes. Everybody, we're gonna shift forward into plank and hold plank for a few breaths. Really connecting with this idea of solar plexus. Fire energy. Feel right in the mid back. Right, so we're above the belly button in the front, where that is in the middle back. See if you can breathe into the mid back here in plank. Right, so that it's lifted just a little bit. Take one more breath if you're still there. And then when you exhale, you're gonna touch your knees down. Hold yourself all the way back into child's pose. Checking in with body, breath, and mind. We've worked through 3 chakras: earth, water, fire. We're going to transition into a little bit of air and then space and ether before we close our asana practice. So use this moment in a rest to just check in with yourself. How are you feeling? How are you breathing? What sensations are going on in your body? All right, bring yourself into a high kneeling position. So if this high kneeling position is not comfortable for you, you can always modify. We're going to do a little bit of a camel pose, and then we're going to come down into cat-cow pose. If you have blocks handy, this is a nice place to bring them in. So coming into your kneeling position for a little bit of connection to Anahata, heart center, we're going to open up our chest with some camel pose. Before we go there though, make sure that your knees are about hip distance apart. Right? Toes can be tucked or flat on the floor. Either way though, just look back and make sure that you've not got any sickling going on, right? You want your shins and your feet to extend straight back from your knees. If you're going to use blocks tonight, they might be nice to place on the outside of your shins or your ankles. And before we go anywhere, we're going to just move back and forth with breath. So take a deep inhale, press your knees and shins into the floor, and lift your belly, lift your heart. On your exhale, you're going to just float back a little bit. Inhale to lift. Exhale, float back just a little bit, right? So you're keeping your body long and strong, right? This is a little bit of core work. There's also a little bit of back work that's going on. If knees are screaming at you, you're going to tuck your toes. It'll just take a little bit of pressure off, or untuck if you were doing it the opposite way. Or put a little padding down. Then on your next inhale, just lift your right arm. Lift your chest and do that little lean one more time. Right arm comes down. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, lean back just a little bit. Inhale to lift and lower your arms. This time, both arms come up. Lean back just a little bit. So this time, you can circle your arms back to find your heels or the blocks or your low back, right? Wherever you are, now begin shifting so that you're pressing your thighs a little bit more forward, drawing your tailbone down, lifting your heart into the back bend of the camel pose. If you've got your hands on blocks or heels, press into your heels, draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Neck is going to be a nice long extension of the spine, or drop it back if that feels good for you. Feel the light shining from your heart center. We're going to stay for 2 more breaths if you've got it in you. If you need to adjust at any point, you're going to. The breath here is lifting you up. The exhale is just releasing and melting your shoulders and your arms just a little bit more. Super beautiful. On your next inhale, come all the way up. Drop down onto your hands and knees into table pose. Adjust your knees as you need to, or the props as you need to. And pause in table pose for a moment. Just notice how spine is feeling, how body is feeling. And then begin to make some movement that feels good. Just for a moment. We often start class with cat and cow. We're going to be moving towards the end of class with cat and cow. So let's join our breaths together. On your next inhale, lift your heart. Lift your tail. On the exhale, press into the earth as you round your spine. Move with your own breath here. Inhale into cow pose, pushing the floor, and exhale into cat pose. See if you can focus this motion though on your heart center. Anahata. Breathe into your heart. Allow the heart to really lead the way in both directions. One more round of breath, everyone. And then you're going to make your way onto your back. So you might want to come back to sitting, slide your hips over, extend your legs out, make your way onto back body. If you would like to have a block nearby, we're going to move into bridge pose with the opportunity to do supported bridge pose and then shoulder stand. So come onto your back with your feet about hip distance apart, as close to your bottom as you like. If you've taken class with me before, you know that there's the option to do a little bit of arm motion here too. I'll walk you through it if you haven't done it with me before. So when you inhale and lift your belly and your heart towards the sky, you're going to lift your right arm at the same time. When you exhale, everything comes down. On your second inhale, left arm comes up as belly lifts up. Exhale, everything comes down. And then the third round of breath, inhale, both arms come up. Exhale to come down. So take a few rounds of breath and motion with that breath, either with arms or without. And then when you're ready, if you like to do a supported bridge, you're going to place the block right underneath of your sacrum. So this is a heart opener. Feel it as a heart opener. If you want to just stay and bridge yourself using muscular energy, again, feel it as a heart opener. So tuck your shoulder blades underneath of your body just a little bit. Breathe into your heart space, especially Anahata. Feel the air. Feel that loving energy. For the final element tonight, we're moving into ether or space. The throat chakra is our, of course, now I can't talk, is our focus. So we're going to either draw our knees into our chest from this supported bridge and then extend our legs up into the air. So this is one version of shoulder stand. Or coming up into a fuller version of shoulder stand, placing hands underneath of the lumbar spine, pressing our feet up towards the sky, right? There should be no pressure on throat. This is not a throat stand. It's a shoulder stand. So here we're breathing into ether or space energy. Shoulder stand is a really tough inversion, but super good for thyroid. Supported version does the same thing. If you're near a wall, you can also try the version where you place your feet on the wall and bring your knees bent. So shins are parallel to the floor, thighs are perpendicular, right? So you're drawing your feet down, sending your hips up. Lots of variations. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths. And then if you like, my space is not going to allow it tonight, you can exhale and bring yourself into plow pose, where your feet go over your head. It is kind of nice to have a wall here tonight. Right? So if you've got your arms extended along the mat, you can clasp them, press them into the earth. We're pressing and lifting our spine up towards the sky. This isn't a collapsing pose, right? Legs are strong, toes are strong. Take one more breath wherever you are, either staying in shoulder stand or plow pose. If you're in plow pose, on your next inhalation, you're going to come back up to shoulder stand. And then exhale, come out of it, perhaps rolling your spine down. If you are in a supported shoulder stand with a block beneath your back, press your feet into the floor now to lift. Remove the block, everybody. Come onto a full back. Knees can be bent. Back body fully on the mat. We're all going to do 3 rounds of lion's breath here. So take a deep inhalation. Exhale, bug your eyes out, stick your tongue out. Notice how that breath felt in your throat, in your heart, above your belly button, below your belly button, in your root chakra, all the way into your back body. All right, my friends, from here, you're going to extend your legs out along the floor to get ready for Shavasana. If there's something your body wants before Shavasana, take the time to do it. Cover yourself up. So a couple of quick notes here as you're settling yourself. I'll walk you through a little bit of a guided Shavasana. So I should have said this at the start of the class. I've noticed that an hour is pretty short. So if at any point you need to sign off, you're going to sign off because it's 8 o'clock. This class is going to go till 8:15 and it will continue to go until 8:15 from now on. Because an hour is just so quick. We'll do a few minutes of Shavasana and then we'll do a meditation tonight. And again, no offense taken if you need to sign off. As you're coming into your place of rest for Shavasana, just begin to notice body. Make any adjustments you need to make. As you then allow yourself just to feel fully supported by whatever is beneath you. Fully supported at your feet, up the length of your legs, all the way into your hips, back body. Feel breath throughout your entire body. With each exhalation, allow your body to just settle a little bit more. Notice breath in front and side body, all the way up into collarbones, down your shoulders and all the way out through your fingertips. Notice breath as it comes in and out of your nose and travels down your throat. Notice with each exhalation the softening of the skin of your face. And then finally, we'll bring some attention to the third eye, the 6th chakra, that space between your eyebrows in the middle of your forehead. Just see if you can drop that space a little bit closer towards the mat as you rest in Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath as you bring awareness back to the present moment. Allow a wiggle of your fingers and toes to bring awareness gently and sweetly back to your body in the present moment. And as you're ready to make those motions a little bit larger, maybe reaching your arms overhead or drawing your knees in towards your chest. Feel as though you're moving through molasses, not one of our elements tonight, but just a sweet motion. As you're ready, rolling over onto one of your sides and pausing there. Just curling into yourself here for a few more breaths. And then as you're ready, continue rolling onto that side using the strength of your arms to push you into a seated position. So we're going to have a little guided meditation time tonight here. This opportunity to connect with ourselves in the presence of others. So as you come into your seat, make whatever physical adjustments you need so that you are feeling that same connection to Earth that we were before. That same exchange of energy with Mother Earth, where you are sending energy down and you're receiving the energy from Mother Earth that allows you to lift your spine. Again, it doesn't matter where you sit, couch, props, floor. If it feels like it serves you well, I invite you to join your thumb and your second finger, your pointer finger, palms down for grounding energy or palms up for receiving energy. As we start our meditation tonight, just begin to notice whatever's going on for your body at the end of our practice tonight. We started with a little meditation and connection. We did some breathing, we did some asanas. Just notice. Not in any particular fashion, not in any way of judgment, just a noticing what's feeling lovely, what's feeling a little tight. Notice what's going on with breath as it flows or doesn't. And then let's check in with our intentions. So whatever you said is the beginning of your practice today, perhaps one of the energy centers you wanted to connect to bring a little bit more awareness to support you, to balance you. And just notice how you're now feeling. Again, not with judgment. So for tonight's guided part of our meditation, I'm going to offer some affirmations to you. Again, associated with each of the chakras, each of these energies. You're going to just notice if one might resonate with you more than the others. And after I read each of these 5 affirmations, you can sit with whichever one or with your own. And just breathe into the affirmation that resonates with you, or the mantra, the words that resonate with you. So if you were connecting with earth energy tonight, perhaps the mantra or affirmation could be, wherever I am safe and secure. If it feels natural to touch your belly, low belly, at the same time that you're receiving these affirmations or repeating these affirmations, you're welcome to do whatever works. Wherever I am safe and secure. Perhaps for water, our sacral chakra, second chakra below the belly button, the seat of our pleasure and connection. The affirmation could be, I have healthy boundaries. Perhaps even touching just below navel center. I have healthy boundaries. An affirmation now associated with third chakra. This is the seat of our fire, our inner fire, the thing that drives us. Could be, I am strong and courageous. If we're moving into heart center, Anahata, the fourth chakra associated with air. We're opening to accept things as they are. So perhaps the affirmation, I accept things as they are. Again, a touch at heart center might be delightful there. Or we're moving into the fifth chakra, Vishuddhi, the place of our words, the place of our speech, of space that we create. Perhaps the affirmation there could be, I know and speak my truth and listen to the truths of others. I know and speak my truth and listen to the truths of others. So for the last few minutes of our quiet meditation, I'm going to be voice off. You are going to be repeating the mantra that works best for you, or no mantra at all and just tuning into breath. Again, monkey mind is always going to be there. Just keep drawing it back in. Present moment, present awareness. Connection to energy, connection to you. To begin coming out of our meditation, if you have fingers touching somewhere, just release. Allow your breath to just become your focus for 2 deep breaths. As you're breathing, just allow a little bit of movement to come into body, maybe lengthening of the spine one more time. We'll close our practice together tonight with some breaths together. We'll take a deep inhale wherever you are, and then exhale, release your hands by your sides. On your next inhale, circle your arms all the way up overhead, reaching high as you root down. And then exhale, hands come right down the midline, palms pressing into each other. We'll pause here at heart center for a moment to feel gratitude for ourselves, for your breath, for your body, for your practice, for your mind, for all of the energy that you offer to yourself and to others. Take one more deep inhalation right there. And then exhale and release your hands by your sides. Next breath, inhale, circle your arms all the way up together. Join palms at the top and draw them right down to heart center through the midline. Pausing here at heart center for a moment to feel gratitude for something larger than yourself. Take one more deep inhalation there. And then on the exhalation, release your hands by your sides. Last breath together. Circle your arms all the way up overhead, rooting down into the earth, feeling that connection and grounding as you rise up. Exhale, hands come straight down the midline to heart center. We'll pause here, just feeling whatever you're feeling. Connection to energies, the connection to each other, the connection to yourself. And then drop your chin, lower your gaze into your own heart, reminding yourself to stay connected to yourself, to the energy of the earth, and to the energy of our community, even when we are distant. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to guide your practice tonight.